And I have your file.
Don't mess with these folks. She's just going to okay. So do you have anything else?
We have Pike, we've got the amendments to 5 and 6 separately, we've got 6. So we can
Well, that's how I announced it, because I
This
didn't
is
say
just
that.
waiting for this, just explain.
She's gonna have.
He thinks he did, he was on his way to the hospital.
Meaning, C,
I said,
local,
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I know, but I'm gonna be able to say, I'm gonna be able to say.
Janet's gonna be the end
Yeah, it's
of
us,
one.
you did.
Right, I like Give me 7 then.
Take your break. What do you want from a professor?
Lynn, we're good?
yes, we're good, so can I have a motion to
I move to
adjourn?
adjourn.
second.
Were you gonna say that for how long?
Well, because it's a, it's a, I move not to make a motion.
It's like 1 billion. Right now.
I've been practicing.
You did a really good job. We're very impressed. No, it's the first reading. That's the same. So the full reading. Well, that makes sense? Yeah. You got it? Are we switching?
That's all right, she's already there.
Onto the bench. Oh, that's right, it's Bill.
Oh, right.
We still don't have enough seats there. Doug's sitting over there.
She's gonna stay here. Wait a minute, you're gonna stay here.
Oh, we did? Oh, when I missed that. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Which one was that?
Hey, majority leader, I hate to say that we're 15 minutes behind. Grab a seat, That's my stuff,
All right, everyone settled here? Anyone want to take, hello? Does anyone want to take a couple minutes, or are we good? Ready to go? Can I take it?
Just a couple minutes.
You need a couple minutes, okay?
I just want to finish on this.
Okay. Everyone, come on, special day, a couple minutes.
Or you would finish it.
Am I clear?
Is that what you did? Do you have one?
Very prepared for the old people.
I have to go right over here to my game.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know, just that was, we were talking about it earlier, and it wasn't clear if that's an unusual amount. The $70,000.
All right, we ready now? Oh, that's probably set now.
Yeah.
Don't want to get you. This one's heavy.
Colleagues on this side of the table, could I ask to push down so I can get parity with Mary Ann? I got a square foot.
Now, we use a bigger table than that.
Yeah,
I think you gotta tell Rennie, to move down. It's a new
Rennie?
guy. It's a new guy.
Don is requesting you to slide over about a foot.
A motion for Rennie to slide.
All right, let's begin. If we may, we're only 12 or 13 minutes over. Gentlemen, that wasn't bad, that was pretty good. But we don't have lights on, so we gotta get this done before nightfall, because we don't have lights here. Keep it cool. All right, we'll start with the resolutions as usual. Everyone ready? Modification to the central communication budget. Doug, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah.
Zero financial impact. Everyone looked at it okay? Everyone's good on that? Yes, any questions?
I just had, oh, we're doing that.
Okay. All right, the next one. Mary Ann.
Doug, do we have a contingency balance to date that we can deduct these from, so we know
I
where
know I had it
we
on my list to call John today and I forgot.
Obviously we do, but I don't know.
stand? Okay.
Yeah, because there's three of them now.
Yeah,
There's three.
You want the lights on?
Yeah, there's a lot of talking in here. Can we get a little quiet here? I can't even hear.
No, let's just heat it up.
No, that's all right. Unless I need some
Lights
lights.
are good.
I don't care, I'm all right.
I'm fine. Clark, are you okay to film with the lights on?
Yeah, I'm fine.
The lights are a little dark, but it's fine.
Okay, the second one, Rennie, you might be able, the way we do this with retirements, the money comes out of contingency each year. Oh, you do that.
We did that last time.
Okay, we have one, okay. All right, so everyone's good on number 125? Similarly, 126, that's another retirement, transferring money from contingency. And I'll get the contingency total before tomorrow's meeting, Mary Ann, if you'd like.
Thank you.
I'll ask John.
For those two?
Well, what our balance is, because we have those two plus the next one. Yeah, the next one's to the $500 for the
Ontario Boston Rail
Yes.
Trail Coalition. That's what OMW stands for, in case
Yes.
somebody doesn't know.
Old and good.
Old and weary, yeah.
There's 7 municipalities that all pay $500.
Right, and Mary Ann?
I believe when we discussed this at finance, Doug, it was supposed to be a one-time fee. And
I
don't-
believe that's true.
Is that still listed in here? Am I missing it?
It's a one-time.
But I think it was listed in the,
The way it's worded, it would only be one
question.
way.
What the-
No, this one's good.
Oh, it's good, you told me.
It's not an annual, it's, that's very, I met with Tim the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they wanted more money for something else, they'd have to come to us anyway,
Yeah.
so this is just
Okay,
a...
what we passed out of committee, though, it said, where the city of Kingston is desirous of entering into a membership agreement for the O&W Rail Trail. And it said in section 2, there will be a one-time fee of $500, which is subject to approval by the Finance and Audit Committee. So this...
Well, right, but like
that
Bill
was-
said, if they wanted more money, they'd have to come back for another, budget transfer is always only a one-time.
Oh, were you reading the one from public safety? And
This
then
is,
it went to
this is what
finance.
we passed out of,
Public safety, or general government?
public safety.
Public safety or finance.
I think it was public safety.
Public safety.
Yeah, because the finance one did mention the say 500.
So, well, my question is then, okay, they come back and we say, no, what happens? Are we booted out of the organization?
So do we have to, is this amendment because it's reading different than
Yeah.
what it passed out of, or no?
You're saying that passed out of public safety.
Right.
Yeah.
This is coming from
One
finance.
time.
What passed out.
It was a one-time.
Where,
not-
I
So-
don't even have that resolution. Where do you, is that just a, I don't even have that resolution.
Which one, the public safety?
Public safety.
I brought it with me.
It says one time on that, this one doesn't.
So public safety said that, and finance doesn't need to be amended.
You Why does it need to be amended?
Gotcha.
It's $500, that's
It
it.
doesn't say one time though, that's a big difference.
Well, but
But it
a
doesn't
budget
say
transfer is
multiple.
always
It
only
says
one.
$500, not,
Because you're not
That's it.
adding,
Not annually, right?
Yeah, but I think if it already says that in there, it's in place, and this is just the budget transfer to take the 500. So I think we're covered on what we did last time. That's how I'm reading it. Does anyone agree or disagree?
No. They come back.
You know what I mean? It says,
They can say next time.
on that one, it says a one-time fee. This is just for the budget transfer, for that $500. This isn't,
Yeah.
that's the one
and
that's,
the budget transfer is for that year's budget, it's a one-time thing.
Okay.
Well, not annually.
No, it's not.
Except
but
for
it
that
says it's
year.
for the 2016 budget, so it would only transfer it for that year. And then going forward, if you wanted to budget forward in next year's budget.
It's supposed to be.
but,
one-time fee.
well, we have that covered from last month's public safety one, so.
I just wanted to clarify since
No,
one
that-
report said one thing and the
No,
other
it's
report
okay.
said.
Yeah, that was a.
Thank you.
That was a good point. Okay, so we're good on 27, 127? Okay, the 128 is the appointing the Commissioner of Deeds, and Dan, I assume that there were some changes before, and I know the ones that we brought up were added, so this I assume is a
Oh, right.
composite list.
Yes, that should be the rules.
This is the,
That is,
okay. So is everyone good on,
We had discussed though at the Laws and Rules meeting with Lynn about having the,
Criteria or something.
right, to say who was actually in what department and what their capacity was.
Designated.
Right, designated.
I did request that, and I think you guys said you were gonna work on it and put it up on the, and put it up
Ask
on
her
the
when
list.
she comes back. Yeah, because she was working on that. Let me ask her.
oh, they had a column, we need to add a column of what department they're in or what their
Yes.
capacity
Yeah, what
is.
their office is.
we actually list who's one.
Do you want this part of the resolution as far as an official document, or would it be sufficient just to have, if she got us copies?
Well, I think it's something that is needed. Do you think it's needed for the resolution or just need it in the future, near future? I just think
I
it's-
personally don't think it's needed. I mean, it's a good idea, it'd be good information, but I personally
I mean,
don't.
but when it's done, we can,
What is,
make an
what else?
amendment.
And it will go up on the agenda, so even if it's not amended, it'll still be public and accessible. So even if we don't amend it in this way, we're working on it informally,
So
not officially, it'll go up.
the official list will have that.
It's
Just
just a matter of.
it would make the comparison of lists from year to year. I mean, there were, of course, some that you could see.
Yeah, no, I think, I
Yeah.
don't think it's a good idea. Joe?
Yes, I foiled that list, and it's overdue. The delinquent is providing that list to me. So, what do you do about that?
What's that?
The delinquent in providing that list.
Okay, well, I'm not responsible for that, so I can't
Who's
answer that.
responsible for that?
For foils?
Yeah, who's responsible?
Well, we have to go
responsible
through
for it,
the
Dana.
clerk's office.
There's a
Yeah.
FOIL policy that is set forth, and the FOIL policy has been filed.
Yeah, well, they're delinquent in the time.
Well, Joe, that's your position, okay? Your position is they're delinquent,
Don't they
they're
have-
providing you with a document that doesn't exist, okay?
Well, I'm asking for the list here, that doesn't exist, you have it everywhere.
Yeah, the list is right
Yeah, you can have mine.
And I don't have the affiliations also with it. I mean, I had nothing.
Okay, we don't have a list with the affiliations, you can only foil a document that exists, the document.
Well, I
with
asked
the
one, I
affiliations.
also
Get the
asked for
affiliation.
affiliations of the people on the document.
But we
Okay,
don't have to create a document that
okay,
doesn't exist.
all right, that doesn't.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought we were going to look at a criteria of who's eligible to be a commissioner. There's really no standard now that who's eligible, who's not.
Well, it's not a matter of who's eligible. What the mayor's position with regard to the commissioner of these is that the only people on the list should be people who, in the course of their employment as, with the city, need to use these powers. Okay, which are, police, people who have to swear to documents in the course of their employment. That this was not supposed to be, or it's not intended to be, the city authorizing individuals to participate in political activities.
I didn't get that memo, that's it.
Swearing to petitions for elected
I
office.
agree.
Yeah, that this is just city officials who need to use this authority in the course of their employment.
I guess the question, are you asking?
No, that was the answer.
Because we didn't put the criteria into law. It's executive office policy, right? And it could change with another mayor. So if you wanted to solidify it, then you would have to, beyond this mayor, we'd have to change.
Okay, 129, handicap parking on Pine Grove Avenue. Any objections to that? Stefan Street, handicap parking. And repealing handicap parking on Work Street. Okay, everyone's good with that?
Now, I just have one question. Now, if you're named the Commissioner of Deeds, you have to go to the county to be authorized. Am I correct in that?
We have forms that we send around that everybody has to sign, and then we forward them to the county.
Okay, so anybody that's an alderman, then you're all aware of that?
If you don't file with the county, you're not legal to do that.
Okay.
This only thing is regard to this, that if it has to be a legal name, then it has to be Anthony Davis and not Tony Davis.
Okay. That's fixed.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one came out of Public Safety, Department of Transportation conducting a study regarding traffic patterns at Albany Avenue. This is a study that the state is, I believe, is conducting, and there's no financial impact on this. Is that correct? Who's on that committee? Does anyone want to shift that? Do you not have any information?
It should not be any financial impact from,
Right, because it's just their position.
it's just for them to
Just let them
send
do
them,
the study.
send them correspondence that they can do that study.
Right.
I was not informed that it was gonna be any financial impact.
Right, I don't know what the finance of it was, so. Everyone's okay on that, 132?
Yeah, just so you know, I talked to Mike about it, just to make sure I told you that document. He says, yeah, that definitely has to go through the state to get it okay.
Now the reconstruction of West Pierpont Street. Now this does have a financial impact. Doug, you want to address it?
Yeah, this is the one that we have a grant that we have to, I guess, re-up. We were granted this, 2-3 years ago, and we never acted on it. So we're bringing this forward again. It's $166,000 in grant from DOT and $20,000 local to, between Avenue Street and Broadway.
So this
Up the hill.
So this is for the full amount because we have to put it up
That's
before
for
we
the
get
full amount, and we will have to, there's a bonding resolution here
We
also.
got
Yeah, I
the
know,
full
I know
amount.
that.
We put up the full amount and then
And we'll get reimbursed, yeah, we'll bond the full amount and we'll get reimbursed
Right, okay.
from DOT.
I'm not really sure.
We don't put
Deb,
diagonal
no, you don't
parking.
put that.
I'm not for it based on the residents I
Oh,
spoke
it's
with.
gonna help them because they're gonna put more parking there.
They don't want the traffic. And I'm just telling you, I represent them, so I'm just telling you that they,
Yeah, they're gonna get the traffic anyway. Down there for events.
Now they'll be going down the hill and won't be going up the street where they're gonna be complaining. They live on Adams Street, right?
I know, but I'm going by what they told me. I'm
Well, that's okay.
representing-
Hey, you gotta
I'm
go
representing
right. That's
them.
something.
Well, did you tell them they're not gonna go your way now, they're gonna go the other way?
But
All right,
there's
so
a
the-
majority that I have to go with.
So Deb, and everyone else is okay on this? Everyone's good?
So 133, 134, 135, it's all the same.
They're
They were
all- right.
fixing, right, wasn't there some sewer breakage under there that was hammered a few years back.
It was, and West.
But that was like
it was.
7, 8 years ago.
But it's still, it wasn't fixed.
Yeah, it wasn't, it's probably worse.
So that needs to be addressed as well.
And that's my other question, we could open up.
Travis Swenson addressed that the other night.
We just took a little peek at Washington Avenue.
Well, if there's an ordinance necessary whether we open it or not, it's not gonna disappear.
Hey, I'm allowed to-
We've done that, yeah.
But Ralph was saying it's a fundamentally different situation. It's not going to be the sinkhole level of.
Right.
Well,
We don't, we hope it.
I mean, it was hammered years ago.
It was hammered years ago.
Hammered again.
Yeah, but he said.
At least it's not a major thorough.
Geological structures.
Oh, yeah, it's not, yes, yeah.
Okay, so we're good on those. Again, those are three that are linked to that. The 135 being the bond itself, which we need six votes for. Everyone's good on that?
And where is the money coming from, the 186, we have to put up front for it?
It's a grant.
It's a grant.
We have to, don't we have to put money up front first and then get reimbursed?
Right, that's what it is. the
Yes, that's
186.
what-
So where are we getting that money from?
Bonding.
That's the bond.
That's what the bond is for.
We get the 166 goes against the bond.
Okay.
Okay, 130.
This next one is the additional monies required for Andy Murphy Recreation Center. Remember, there was some, midway through, it determined that some real major repairs needed to be done to the roof. Drainage gutters. I think.
Mary Ann.
Just explain to me, because I was reading this earlier, we're doing this additional sum of $550,000. And then section 2 talks about $622,000, and then the electrical work for $30,000. And then there's a chart attached here. So I know there was some discussion about this.
Yeah, the math, we were getting pretty tangled up in the math during that meeting.
So,
And, you know, the
are we in
total
agreement
cost.
that this math on the copy of this resolution, on the front of this resolution is correct?
And the bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, John corrected the math. That's my, on the committee report, the total, the original bonding level being increased to $1,250,000.
Yeah, there was still some money left over, which was the difference, which is where that 500 came from, right, Doug?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it is important that we.
Now, we're authorizing an additional 550.
Yes. Which will bring the total up to $1 million.
So when we add this all up, is that what that is?
What's it, 1 point? I just say what, 1.2 or something?
1.250.
Yeah. Yes, actually 1.2. That was a 6.6.
1.2? Okay. All right, great. And then,
Yeah.
just some food,
I don't know where that.
Yeah. That was,
just some, do you have more questions with the money then?
well, I was just looking at what's on the thing, it says 12,1286. I guess when you add 550.
Go ahead, Mary Ann.
Well, it's 1.2 million when you add up the 550, the 622, and the 30.
Okay.
So does that equal? Because he has the 1.2 up here, and he always rounds for bonding. It wasn't making sense to me, so I needed to clarify.
It's rounded up to 1 point.
Here it is, that right here.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just needed it clarified.
Yeah.
But just food for thought, what Ralph had mentioned at the committee meeting was, originally he had come to us for 300,000, and we thought that was kind of steep to continue the work and that he should do an RFP, which he did, and only one came back. And he felt that only one came back because of the apprenticeship program, so I'm just thinking food for thought, that may be something that we need to look at with our RFPs, because if it's going to limit the offers
We
that...
voted on demanding an apprentice program with the contractors to deal with, so we'd have to look at changing
Right.
that as well.
Yeah, but that's something, yeah, definitely worth discussing.
Because only one bid came in.
Too late to get out of communication.
It wasn't competitive at all.
We have to talk to the president.
In the way.
So that,
Let's act as a communication for tomorrow night, or is it?
Right one in there.
Carly,
What do you wanna do?
Oh, we gotta ask you. No, that's good, I'm glad you remembered that, that's a good point. It's worth discussing, because if we're not getting good competitive bids because of that, then that's a problem.
So
Okay, so-
that came from the common council with the apprenticeship?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we approved
okay,
that
sure. All right.
4 years ago, 5 years
So
ago.
can we add it?
Way back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Do you want a reminder or you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Only model, make sure.
Yeah, give a reminder. Okay, the next two are also, bond related, approving the bond and then authorizing the actual bond amount. And again, we need 6 votes on the bond. Everyone's okay, good with that?
This next one is to pay the claim of Central Hudson for the plow hit the utility pole. Kevin thinks it costs more to fight it than to repair it.
It could cost just as much either.
Yeah,
It was discussed, all right?
yes.
Going
Yeah.
forward, that we don't pay out any of these claims. I mean, I think that's what we discussed.
Part of the problem was that there were multiple claims with this particular incident. 2 out of 3 had already been paid.
That's correct.
And a lesson learned on that, food for thought, I believe too, is that we never got an insurance quote from
Yeah, right. I mean, we should have some process that handle the claim if we do decide to pay one, and make sure that it's all. They've gone to the insurance company.
I still don't agree with their figures, because I, went over these figures all last year, and so, I know they're coming back.
Why, is it too high, or?
Yeah, I don't like their, replacement fees, et cetera, but it's neither here nor there.
Appreciation.
Maybe we could ask somebody.
I mean, really,
Maybe I could do that. Yeah.
Just for the heck of it.
yeah, I agree.
All right, good, so I'm sure none of us are good with this, but we're okay with it, of course, passing it. Nobody likes to pay it, but it would be cheaper than.
Okay, this next one was to do some site planning work, I guess at $1,500. 8 Ohio Street and that connection street to, was it Jervis Street? To make that more continuous.
Another good ground.
Okay, this is a big discussion on Jervis Street. I talked to the residents. I told them about the study. They want to know if it's just a study and what exactly would they do? What is the plan, the final plan? What are they looking to do?
I thought the request was for you to put a road through there.
They don't want a road through it.
But wasn't that the request?
No, I think the request originally was somebody's property had been used by a road from the city. So they want to look about giving the road their area back and putting the road
But they
in.
don't want the roads in there, that's,
No, going down to.
they don't want it between your,
We don't want to pay for it anyway.
but I just want to make sure it's clear,
Is Jervis the one that's opposite Orchard?
That's fine, because it's too much money.
Jervis comes off of Andrew, Jervis, and then there's wooded area, then you have to go around onto West Chestnut Street to get to the other part. And
I thought this study was to look at putting a road through, not that it's necessarily approved that will do it.
This is some background information that they need.
this is what they want to know, is this something?
This is, and I'm about to explain. Basically, you have a claim that's out there whereby the city end up blacktopping someone's front lawn.
That was Ohio.
And so they want to work something out with the city. Now, there's a whole lot of things. Once we got to the area, we saw that there are a number of things that could and should be improved. And based on that, in order to really get a full assessment of the extent of the issues that are going on, we needed a survey. So with this survey, we're going to be able to really decide what the extent of the issues are there.
So,
Now, the survey, is that a land where the city boundary is as opposed to the homeowner, or?
It's surveying the area.
So they didn't do that when they bought the
Where the
house?
road needs to be and all that kind of thing.
Or if it's too expensive, you can't go to the building.
Well, I think what happened is, different individual owned the property, the city probably said, yeah, blacktop that, and blacktopped it. Now the new owner says, I didn't want that blacktop, I own that property. Get that
Wasn't that
off.
the red house there that when they sold it? That red spot? Because on that side, it's the, it's that.
Oh, that's okay.
So there's,
Right there, the
so it's
picture.
not just cutting out the blacktop.
Yeah, but that is next to the property.
It's a survey that's going to allow a lot of
It's
things
on
to
that
be
side, you can't see
assessed
that.
and decide what the best plan of attack would
It
be.
was also a property issue, right, because there was running water that's going
Yes,
down there.
onto
because-
Jervis.
There are a number of problems in that particular area.
Do you know what exactly Central Hudson did when they went in to start this whole water issue? Because you can see the silt drapes down there too. What did they, every time they ever do that Central Hudson was doing there? Pipes maybe? Because ever since Central Hudson came in, the problem has started, that they run off.
I don't know what Central Hudson's role was in
Should
that.
we demand $7,000 from them? About the same price as what we just paid out?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You know what, Rennie, you might be right. But that happened, and Mike knows all about what happened, because Central Hudson had to come back and fix it, but they still didn't fix it, so, just an FYI.
That yes.
Okay.
141.
Fire away, no?
Okay, 141, to resolution to authorizing the mayor to enter into a sales tax agreement with the county of Ulster. Okay.
Where are we on that?
I have a
Mary Ann,
question.
yes.
Okay, this is a 5-year agreement, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So currently with, I'm going to another topic, but it ties into this, with Aslan, who is the wastewater treatment plant, who pulverizes our sludge, and we have a contract with them. And right now, we're trying to get out of that contract with them. And because it states in that contract that it goes to 2020, and that a sewer contract should not exceed the term of a mayor to make that contract. So it was a 15-year contract with Aslan. So if we're gonna look at that for a sewer treatment contract, I don't know how we can exceed a mayoral term in any of our contracts. We need to look at what are on the books and what is going forward. So it's just a question.
If you want to have an attorney-client conversation, we can have that.
We have
And maybe I can share some light on a lot of things. Well, you're asking a question, that's the only way you're gonna get the answer you're looking for. And I have no problem giving the response to the council. If that's what you like, I can lay it out there for you.
I mean.
Well, it's adjourning the meeting for the purpose of consultation with council, it's not an executive session.
Okay. Everybody can stay?
No, everyone has to leave, you are consulting privately with your attorney. It's no longer an open meeting.
Does anyone want to do that? Is there a motion to do that?
Well, I would like an answer. I mean, I asked the question.
Is that
And, I mean, I do have a meeting with Kevin on Thursday afternoon, but tomorrow's the vote, so.
So are you asking
Well,
whether or not this 5-year plan would be invalid because it...
it states in a mayoral term.
It should be, or it would be.
Well, there's 2 administrations ago, a contract agreement was made with Aslan. And right now, there's something on the table to break that contract with Aslan that runs through 2020. And part of that contract agreement says, or the paperwork says, that no contract should exceed a mayoral term, which is 4 years. And the sales tax agreement is 5 years. So if we're looking at Aslan to break a contract that was 15 years and runs through 2020, what is the effect on the 5-year contract that would exceed a mayoral term?
Well, that's not really a motion, she's asking for an answer to a question that our office cannot respond to outside of the bounds of attorney-client privilege.
Correct, so I thought Bill had on it, and he
Well,
wanted
you
a
know what,
motion
a
there to
motion
close it.
to adjourn the meeting for attorney-client discussion, and it's out there.
Sure. Yeah, I'm curious.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a question, if that's okay.
Okay, we can go on to question. Motion, second, we'll vote.
I'm sorry?
No, we'll vote after, we can discuss.
Oh, I can wait. doesn't
No,
matter. Okay.
we're on to
this is-
discussion,
this- Okay, the housing contract says that, well, the breaking of that contract is one contract. Does that mean that all contracts should be the same?
I asked that question, I don't have an answer to that.
Guys,
That's
bottom
what
line
it
is,
is.
let's make this simple.
Right.
You want answers, I told you how I can give you a full answer, let's just make the motion. Somebody just, come on.
Motion, second. All in favor? Opposed?
So the meeting stands adjourned, question for discussion.
So,
No,